This episode is proudly brought to you by the members of the You Run Podcast Network. All shows can be found at yourunpodcast.com, so go and find your new podcast addiction today.
You want to die tonight?
The dad jokes you tell sets the scene. I hang on every word lost in the screen. Your passion for fear is contagious enough. You make me believe in Marc's overblown roundups. You run podcasts for a movie review, unveiling facts and playing games too. Your words paint pictures of darkness and dread, leaving me grinning long after I fled. But back to Do One Podcast.
Hey guys, this is Gregory James Cohan, the Velocipastor. Welcome to the You Run Podcast.
Huge thank you, Gregory. You are amazing. I've been speaking to the Velocipastor himself all week. He is the nicest guy in the world. My name is Scott. Welcome to the show.
My name is Marc.
I changed it up.
You threw me again, dude. I just warn me if you're going to mix it up.
Well, I've got no scripts and no prompts now. I just go where my brain goes. So,
Dude, we've been here for like 3 or 4 years now. That's only the one thing you have to remember to do the same every week. Because now you've stumbled me, and it's going to ruin the rest of the episode now. And this is all on you.
We're going to talk about the man of the claw today. We are the You Run Podcast. We are the show where you pick the movies every single week. We are in Balls to the Walls month, where we gave you the most unhinged and ridiculous movies that no one else is really going to cover. And we're going to give you our thoughts on them. If this is your first time listening, we're going to give you a brief synopsis of the movie, which for this movie is going to be difficult to give a synopsis of this movie. We're then going to give
I would say,
a deep dive into what we liked, what we didn't like. It is really spoiler heavy. After that, we've got some production facts. We've got some an interactive feature, which is called Why Are You Screaming this week. Our game, our quiz is over. It's finished. So we've created a new game because I had time. A game for Marc to play.
I've missed playing games for Marc.
Yeah, it's a new game for Marc, so we've got that as well. And then we'll give you our roundups and all-important scores. Today, we look at the journey of a man, a priest, a crime fighter, a ninja, a velociraptor, all rolled into one as he fights evil ninjas to save the world. This movie is fucking awesome.
Oh, dude, what have you been smoking?
Honestly, when I put this on, I didn't know what to expect. I watched this when it was first released, and it was one of those things that I watched it on my computer because I think it was YouTube, and I was watching it on there or wherever it was. I was watching it, and I was doing other things, and I wasn't really giving it my full attention. And there was bits I'd look at and go, ha, and then sort of dip out again. This time, I sat down all on my own initially and then was joined by multiple members of my family for various points in this movie, which was funny as fuck. And I really, really enjoyed it. So I was midway through and CK come down and he sat on the sofa next to me like, what are you watching? It's like, I'm watching the Velocipastor. He's gone, did he just turn into a fucking dinosaur? I'm like, yes, he did. And then CK went away, and then Lisa came in, and Lisa's like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "Probably the greatest thing I've ever seen." She's like,
"No, I can't have this episode of you being that guy tonight."
She's like, "Why are there ninjas in a park?" I was like, "Because they are. They're the baddies." Like, and it was the bit where he pulls his head off. It's like, what the fuck is that? I was like, "It's great. It's so fun." Where do you start with this? Because I think the best place to start is with the opening scene that had, I was dying with laughter before it even starts. So it opens up with the Velocipastor's parents dying in a car explosion. Would you like to talk us through the visual effects that are used here?
Well, there is no visual effects.
There is.
No, it just says insert visual effects here. And to be honest with you, like, I thought this was fucking incredible. Like, I thought it was so funny. And it put me in a position early doors where I was like, okay, this is kind of what I'm about. This is going to be fun. Yeah, it just didn't follow through all the way through from that point on, I'm afraid.
It really did. Like that
All right,
opening
I need you to spend this whole entire episode explaining to me what I missed.
I think, look, we spoke about this on the last episode. The first time you reviewed Zombievers, you were in a bad mood. And
No, I don't think this is going to happen because I came off the back of Zombievers straight into this. And I was in a very good mood after watching Zombievers.
Yeah, I watched this as a double bill as well. And it was a great double bill for me.
No.
But after you get this VFX car on fire, like that, I was fully in.
I was.
You get the priest who's played by Gregory. I know his name. I know his.
That's a bit embarrassing considering you just had him open the show for us.
Plays the Velocipastor, the priest, and he is. I don't know. He sits somewhere in a weird place for me. He's kind of a bit like Johnny Cage. If you've ever seen NCIS, he's kind of a little bit like Tony DiNozzo, and he's also got moments where I look at him and I go, "You're a little bit like Dexter." Like he's got that Jeffrey Dean Morgan kind of look to him. He's a really cool guy. Yeah. And he goes off to find himself. And he goes to China.
He doesn't. He doesn't go to China. He goes to the closest park to him and puts up a sign that says China.
It says China. And he's fully in China. And when he's
not in China.
He is in China, and he meets the girl ninja who's running away from the bad ninjas, and she gets shot with the arrow, and she hands him the tooth, the Velociraptor tooth,
which cuts his hand. And this is like Spider-Man's origin story, but just really weird.
It's Spider-Man's origin story for a Velociraptor.
Dude, what are you even talking about?
I don't know where it sits because he's somewhere between like Spider-Man's origin story and Hulk's origin story, because the Velociraptor comes out when I was desperate for at one point for him to go, "You wouldn't like me when I'm angry," but they didn't go there, and I was like, "Oh,
I have to imagine that's a copyrighted phrase by this point."
Yeah, he could have gone with like, "You would find me most disagreeable when I'm annoyed." And it would have worked with the rest of this script.
It definitely would have worked. It would, yeah. You're right there.
Let's talk about Pimp. I want you to talk about Pimp to me.
I love Pimp. I thought Pimp was great. I really, really liked him. He was funny as fuck. His treatment of what's the girl who's like the main girl.
She is. I can't remember her name.
No, I didn't take any names from this. To be honest,
she's Carol. So Carol. Her name is Carol, and the pimp is Frankie Mermaid.
Frankie Mermaid. That's right. Yes, that was a cool name as well. That's a very pimping name to be Frankie Mermaid.
His opening bit as she walks up and she's like, "So Frankie, where am I working tonight?" And he backhands her, like, "You don't ask me questions. You don't ask me questions. I tell you what's going on." She's like, "Okay." He's like, "Where are you working?" She's like, "I work in the park." He's like, "Damn right you're working the park, because that's where the money is. And the money's you. It's your ass." I'm like, the fuck? Who wrote this?
Exactly. That is a question I need answering. Who the fuck wrote this? My point is Carol's actually great. I really like Carol. I think she's a really good actress.
Yeah.
I just don't know if she's aware of what movie she's actually in.
I think she plays this her character is very straight down the line. Like, she's playing this as an oppressed prostitute. She's being smacked about by a pimp and she desperately needs help. And she does that really well. And you've got Gregory, he's gone the other way. And he is fully like, "I know what I'm in. I'm fully committed to being the Velocipastor. This is what you're getting." And I kind of like the fact that you have these two very different acting styles. He is very, I don't want to say very Hollywood, but he's very almost like stage musical style performance. And she is very like, you could take her out of this and dump her in something like Kill Bill, and
Yeah.
she would fit that kind of vibe.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think she's a very competent actress, and I think she does a great job in this. And I think the most engaged I was when she was on screen.
Yeah, I like both of the main characters. I find it difficult for when they start drifting off, and they drift off quite a bit. And like when they follow the old priest for a while, I'm like, I don't really care. When they go and follow the baddies, I'm like, I'm not really that bothered. Go back to the two characters that are doing unhinged shit. I want to follow them around.
Yeah, agreed. I do think that's one of the main selling points of the story. And when they do drift off to those subplots, it does harken the pacing quite a lot. And you can, oh, okay.
Apart from when we go to Vietnam.
Apart from when we go to Vietnam. All right, I'm going to bash on this movie a lot, but Vietnam's probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
Vietnam is just the wig. When we get to just the wig is like just gold. Like whoever sat there in the props department went, we need to make you look younger. It's on the same level as John Kramer flipping his cap backwards.
Immediately what I thought of.
I love the way these two characters meet. So she is being attacked in the park by an unscrupulous client, shall we call him? And they do such a good job of hiding the Velocipastor early on.
I'm just not showing it at all.
They show like you see a little bit of teeth and you see like a little bit of claw, but it's a tiny bit, and you're like, I spent the first half of this movie going, what does it look like? What's it going to look like?
Yeah, I did the same thing. I was very, very excited for the reveal, I'll be honest. Till I wasn't.
He kills the guy in the park, and she hides the body and then like follows him home the next morning, like knocks on his door. He's like, can I help?
No, they go home together. They go home together because they have the most awkward conversation the next day, talking as if like he's a virgin and he's never done it before, and she's saying the same thing as if like, yeah, I've never done it before. So they had sex while he was in like Velociraptor mode, because clearly she's had sex before because she's a prostitute.
No.
So they was insinuating that they'd had sex together, dinosaur and priest.
No, but they didn't. So he was talking about, oh my God, did we have sex? I've never done it before. And she was talking about, I've never seen a fucking dinosaur eat a person before. They were having two separate conversations, and they didn't. I
thought they'd gone back and had sex.
No, so
he was in dinosaur form, and she'd had sex with the dinosaur.
No. However, that would you'll find that on Pornhub. Go search it. I'm sure it's on there.
I genuinely thought that was what the case was here.
No, in fact, they're having two different conversations. I got that because later when they do have sex, she's like, "You're the most amazing thing ever," and he's like, "I'm a stallion, baby." He is literally. he goes from virgin to like, yeah, I'm giving it to you like you've never had it before, and it's amazing. Like his development from virgin to stud happens like that.
Yeah, immediately. Do you know what as well? Like one thing I will say, like, because there was a really cool bit with the opening credit sequence that I really liked. It was very Quentin Tarantino-esque. He's all like ruffled and driving in his car. This must be when he's on his way to China, and it's got all like it's all very Quentin Tarantino-y.
It's very Grindhouse.
Yeah, very Grindhouse. That's what I'm looking for. It's very Grindhouse. It just doesn't go anywhere, man. It just does, like these key elements. I'm like, that's cool. And I was on this roller coaster from the opening where they did the VXF GIF, you know what I mean? And then they did the Quentin Tarantino Grindhouse opening credit sequence. I was like, oh, this is going to be fucking mega, man. This is going to be such a fucking cool movie. No, dude, no. What are we even doing here?
See, I loved it. I love the fact that the people who made this movie fully knew what they were making. They are fully aware of where this sits. And instead of doing what most movies do, Zombievers is a prime example. Zombievers knew what they were making, and they kind of tentatively tread through what they're making. Velocipastor go the other way, and they fully lean into it to the point that they're almost falling over with the weight they're putting onto the goofy side of it. And I really like the commitment to it. Like every gag they do, everything they do is just pushed to the point that it's not bad and it's not good. It's just you go, what? Really? And I don't know, it just worked for me.
It didn't work for me for the reasons that basically I feel like when you handle situations like this, where you're really pushing home the so bad it's good angle, you have to find balance, man. You have to find balance. You can't just make a really bad movie and be like, yeah, but it's so bad it's good. Because so bad it's good are done unintentionally. Those so bad it's good movies are when you find them and you know that somebody sat behind the camera or in the editing room thinking they're making gold. And when you watch it, you're like, God, this is so bad it's good. But when it's been purposefully constructed to be so bad it's good, it doesn't land, in my opinion. I feel like it just doesn't work because you're like, it's just like the effort to produce something this ridiculous has taken more work. And I don't know what I'm trying to say. So like you've got like your spoof elements of comedy horror movies. So you've got
Yeah.
like not even horror, but like you've got your Austin Powers, for instance.
Yeah.
That works. You've got your scary movies. You've got your Sharknadoes. And we did this same sort of thing throughout the Sharknado franchise where we went in waves. You know, there was a lot of really good ones. And for me, the second one was the perfect one where like
Yeah.
they did the first one and they just didn't get it. But then they leaned into it a bit more in the second one while still trying to find some sort of cohesive through point. And a lot of the gags we laughed at were the gags that probably weren't intentional, you know? But everything is so intentional with this movie. Every single quip, every single camera angle, every single joke is intentionally set up to be a so bad it's good, but it doesn't work. I think it's too try hard, in my opinion. And I think that's one of the things that I just found so disappointing about it is at least when you make movies like this, you have to incorporate scenes of grandeur and competence and like last week's on Beavers, for instance. There were elements throughout that movie where the script was competent, the direction was competent, the cast was competent, the absurdity of the story itself was ridiculous, and that's where the humor comes from, and that's why you blend it. But when everything from start to finish is just so batshit fucking crazy and all over the place, but then also at the same time so poorly constructed as from a movie making perspective, it just doesn't work for me. It just didn't work. Like, don't get me wrong, this falls into a similar sort of category as Birdemic, but Birdemic is fucking brilliant because it's not supposed to be.
Yeah,
It's
see,
not
I'm the other
supposed
way.
to be.
I don't like Birdemic. I hate Birdemic. I've watched 3 of the Birdemics, 2, 3, I can't remember. Every single one of them, fucking garbage.
They are.
I liked. This is.
But like this is equally just as shit as Birdemic, but this is trying to be that. Whereas Birdemic's funny because it's not trying to be that. The cast are trying to do their best. The director's trying to do his best. And it's funny because it's so fucking poor. He's unaware that everybody's laughing at him because it's so shit. But this is like he's trying to fabricate that sort of feeling, and it feels fabricated. It felt fabricated for me.
Do you know there's bits I get from this? I think this is inspired by late 80s, early 90s cartoons in some elements. And the bit that made me think that is when she explains to him that he was a dinosaur and he killed someone. And then they go to the park and she literally like brushes off a couple of leaves of this body she's left on the main path, which made me
just
laugh.
like a kidney in the grass.
Yeah. And she's like, but just think, the church have been trying to do good things for years and they never get it right. And now you're in a position where you can fight crime. And all that went through my head is like, it's the Ninja Turtles. He is going to be a ninja dinosaur. And it just cracked me up. The whole premise of it. Where it fell off for me is where you get the villains.
Yes.
You've got these 5 dudes who are obviously just like friends of the director or the cast or whoever, who play the ninjas and various other characters scattered through the movie. And then you've got the one guy who is like Oriental, like he is the head ninja, and it's just so weird. Like in the park where they're doing like their training, and like, what is this? And it's clearly shot in a park in the day with like people walking past with their kids and like their buggies going, what's going on over there?
See,
That's
you're bashing on these guys, but these were the ones where the humor actually came through for me. So they were talking about having like this big fucking ninja army and all the rest of it. It was clearly just 3 people in a field,
3
which
guys
was
and one
funny.
tall guy.
Yeah, which was funny. And then you've got the main ninja guy himself explaining, and then the white guy unveils his mask, who will come into the story later on. And it was his deadpan look at the camera, as if you was expecting him to speak in some sort of Chinese accent, which just broke me. And I fully belly laughed. I'll be honest with you. I fully belly laughed at this moment because it was like genuine to the camera, to the audience. Like, you know, we could push boundaries here, but we're not quite confident enough to do it. And I was like, I like that. I like the nod to suggest it, but not actually following through with it. But it's one of those as well where, like, what was that really fucking silly movie that came out in like the early 2000s where it was just a piss take of martial arts movies, and they'd speak and it'd be like, and then it'd speak like the actual, do you know, like the audio, what do you call it, where it's like a sub audio that comes dubbed audio, so the mouths would move and then it'd come on like a couple of minutes later.
Yeah, no offense is meant by this to anyone who's listening, but I can do that. You ready? So you come to die like that.
Exactly like that. And I thought, do it, just do it, commit to it and do it. And they didn't do it. But the way that the white guy pulled his mask down and looked at the camera as if to say, this is what you're expecting us to do, but I don't know if we should, made me really, really laugh. And there's another thing that proper had me belly laughing later on, but I'll wait till we get there.
The bit that I laughed a lot at was Frankie Mermaid's confession. So Frankie Mermaid goes to the church to confess, and he's like, it's the Velocipastor, and he's like, so son, tell me your sins. And the first thing Frankie Mermaid does is blow a big puff of smoke into the confession box. She's like, you can't smoke in here. He's like, I'm Frankie fucking Mermaid. I'll smoke where I want. I do what I want. I'm the fucking man. I'm like, you're a dick, but let's see how this pans out, because he knows he's a dinosaur now. And he's like, I need to confess. She's like, how long's it been since your last confession? She's like, oh, about a week. He's like, all right. What would you like to confess? He's like, murder, rape, pillage, drug running, gangs. I'm a pimp. Like, I've done all these things. Like, I've killed people. She's like, you've killed people. She's like, yeah, I killed this old couple out the front of the church the other day. Oh. Do you know the funniest bit? There was a priest who come out from here and he stood outside and he went, no, like they were his parents or something.
All right, yeah, again, that was funny.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of moments where you're going to go, right, but yeah, that was really funny. I'm going to get you round on board with this.
No, because you will, but like the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not against these brief moments of humor.
Which are all the way through it.
They're not all the way through. That's the problem. They're not all the way through. I could probably pick you out 5 that are worth the belly laughs, and they're probably the 5 topics of conversations that me and you are going to bring up this evening and talk about. But overall, as a collective, those highlight reels that we're discussing doesn't make the entirety of the movie worth justifying it. I don't think, in my opinion. I was really annoyed by the time we got to the end. Don't get me wrong. There were moments where I was like, that's brilliant. That's really, really funny. But these gags are like gag a minute sort of moments. So once they're done, they're gone. You know, it's not something that drags on for a 15-minute segment of the film. It's just a couple of brief, quick one-liners that really catch your attention. And then everything else there in between is fucking bloated to death, man. It is so weighted down by drag.
There's a lot of bloat around the bad guys coming to find him. There's a lot of bloat around that.
And just the conversations between the 2 priests as well themselves. Like, there is a lot of drag there. And even as much as I like Carol as a character and as an actress, A lot of the conversations between the Velocipastor and her are very weighted in terms of slowing the pacing down rapidly.
Do you think that's to extend the runtime? Because this isn't a long movie; it's like an hour and 10.
Most probably, yeah, because there isn't a lot of substance to the plot. It's a very A to B moment which could be done very, very rapidly. And I think that kind of boils it down to why I was a little bit annoyed by it, because there is a lot of creative elements on play and a lot of gag moments that really are funny. But it's almost like they had this weird idea and this weird vision to make something that people like me and you would hysterically laugh at. You
Yeah,
know, like this isn't a movie for your average moviegoer. This is a movie for somebody who really appreciates cinema. Not that this is a cinematic masterpiece, but it's like that kind of, if you really like movies and you know how movies work and you know what goes into making a movie, you will enjoy this because we're laughing at those products and those placements and those times in movies where things sort of come to fruition. It's that kind of movie where only a certain level of people are going to appreciate it. And they had this idea, they had this brain cloud, they put it all together. And it's like, yeah, well, these gags are really, really funny, but then we've got to also pad it out. We've got to tie it together. We've got to pad them out. And I feel like the writing is just really weak, you know? Like whoever wrote the script is probably a very fucking funny dude.
yeah.
And I would love
100%.
to sit down and have a fucking chat with him about movies and, you know, just have a couple of beers and just spitball the whole situation. But having an idea and be able to execute the idea are two very different things, you know? And there's a lot of glimmers of hope throughout Velocipastor that really resonate with me as a movie fan, that really made me laugh. But as an overall viewing experience, it's a slog, man. It's a fucking effort to get through.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a couple of like almost like montage style scenes. You've got the montage where the Velocipastor and Carol are out to fight crime, and it's just a montage of teeth and limbs and
Mm.
like that. I thought was really cool. It's almost like a Rocky training montage,
Yeah.
just with a really bad dinosaur eating people.
And the thing is about this segment as well with the Rocky montage, it really highlights the capabilities of the director and the editor who put all this together. Because you know me, I've said this about multiple films. We haven't had one that's done it in a while, actually. But I really like it when they do that comic book style graphic
Yeah,
thing where you've got multiple scenes going on at the screen at the same time, basically like the Brady Bunch intro,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like as a movie form. And they do it really well here, and it looks fucking incredible, and it's really well put together and directed. And I'm like, shit, man. Like, so you do have the capabilities to do something if you put your mind to it. I've lost my train of thought, but yeah, I just wanted to highlight how good that I thought that was in comparison to the rest of the movie.
That's fine. I could see as the thought was coming out of your mouth, I could see your eyes started to glaze over and your brain went, no. Your brain just literally went, you're done now. You have nothing left to say. I'm off."
Yeah, that's it. I'm done. Wrap it up.
The bit where the priest tries to the old priest, there's a young priest and an old priest. Like the old priest, when he tries to like convince him not to kill, that scene, I'm not gonna lie, was like, oh my god. He's like, but my son, you must not do this. And then he goes to see the villain. I'm like, why are you going to see the villain? Like, I
No,
don't.
they go for the exorcism first, don't they? Because this is where they get the
Yeah,
Vietnam scene. I like this, and I know I keep saying that a lot, which is really pissing me off about this episode. Is I keep saying I like this, this I really like. It's only because I'm trying to justify how much I dislike this movie, but I do like this.
You justify you dislike it by saying how much you like it. Perfect.
No, because I'm doing
That's
that
the
thing where
soundbite.
I'm just picking up on bits that I'm like, oh, that stood out to me. I like that bit, and do you know what I mean? You know how it is when films are shit and you're constantly beating on it. When those little nuggets of fucking goodness come out, you're like, oh yeah, I'll remember that. And I remembered
Vietnam
this because I
is,
really liked the fucking voodoo priest a lot.
yeah, Voodoo Priest is good. The actual Vietnam scene, just
Yes. It was amazing. It was amazing. And that's the thing, like this Right. So this is it. This is perfect, right? Because this scene in particular is where this humor lies really, really well. And a lot of movies do it. Tropic Thunder, for example, has a
Yep.
lot of like these Vietnam scenes with Ben Stiller's character to flashing back to certain points in his acting career.
Yeah.
And they're just really silly and really, really stupid. But it works in context when you pan back to a cohesive and normalized story.
Yeah.
Whereas here, again, this scene was particularly awesome, but it just didn't have that standout characteristics about it because the rest of the film was so fucking wildly stupid as well.
Yeah, like this is just a wilder moment within a wild movie where if you stuck this wild moment within something that was a little bit more grounded, it would definitely have more impact. Without a
Yes,
doubt.
exactly.
Like,
And I mean, it had massive impact in this movie because it fucking killed me sideways.
but you've got the old priest, and he's an old guy with grey hair and a grey beard or grey moustache. And when he has his flashback, he's in a American soldier's uniform with like an old style like metal helmet on, and they've given him the most god awful blonde wig and blonde tash that is clearly stuck on with like a bit of double sided tape. And he's
He
like,
looks like Keith Lemon in a fucking. But the thing about it, right, as funny as it is, right? So he's in Vietnam.
Yeah.
He's fighting the good fight in Vietnam. Clearly still the 70-year-old actor, just in a blonde wig and mustache. Brilliant already. And then he goes on to this monologue about his wife. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, his wife just runs through Vietnam and blows up.
Yeah, I'm here to see you. And then she's
like,
and
yeah,
like,
I've just missed you so much. I've just traveled to a war zone to come and say hi.
and even before you get to that, you've got his friend. And I knew where it would, like, I telegraphed it so far out. His friend's like, yeah, well, we're going to be here. We're all going to get out alive. And then, like, you're going to be like godfather to my son, and it's going to be great. We'll be friends forever. And I'm like, you're going to die in a minute. And literally, no sooner as I said it, it's like, and there's this red mist across the old guy's face. And they laughed. And like, he's like, they take down the enemy, and he sat there and he's emotionally destroyed looking at this photograph of his wife and knowing he needs to go and look after this guy's son. And then with that, his wife's like, hi, honey, I came to say red mist. And Matt, how badly did they splat him with that red, with the fake blood?
Yeah. And at the time, I was like, shit, man, this dude's very old. You just nearly wiped him out.
Like it's literally like, you remember like the t-shirt cannons? It's like someone loaded a t-shirt cannon with fake blood and almost point blank shot him in the face with it. It was brilliant.
Oh, I hate how much I'm enjoying talking about this movie.
I knew you would. And like, one thing I want to talk about the Velocipastor himself. Like, when they get to the bit where they start fighting, like, at no point in this movie does it establish that he knows any form of martial art. And
Are we at the end now? Are we at the end fight?
We're nearly there. But they start having.
Oh, yeah. They break into his room.
The ninjas break into his room. And all of a sudden, him and Carol have become Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade from Mortal Kombat. And I'll be honest, their martial arts is really fucking good. Like, they can actually throw hands. And I was like, that's cool. But at no point did you tell me they could do that. Like, Carol is
bearing in mind this is supposed to be the most elite fucking ninja organization on the planet.
Yeah, and Carol
and they get wiped out by a priest and a prostitute.
Yeah, like Carol's been a prostitute working on the street, being knocked around by Frankie Mermaid with his bad hair. But she can take out a ninja. And I'm going, but when did she learn that? And why didn't she kick Frankie Mermaid's ass? Like, I don't get it. And like, this is the bit like they've just had sex because he's confessed that he's killed Frankie Mermaid. And he's like, I'm really sorry. She's like, this is the best day ever. And this is where he's like, he goes from being a priest to almost like sat there with a cigarette going, I'm the fucking man. Like, he has that.
I know this is usually your gig within this podcast thing. You're usually the guy to bring up nudity and stuff. I was disappointed.
What? There were no boobs or no cock?
Yeah, no boobs. I thought this was a perfect opportunity to do the boob thing, and I feel like it needed it, and it worked there.
Do you think it needed it?
Definitely.
How about a big swinging cock instead?
No, I think it was just because I really fancied the actress who played Carol.
Ah, it's all making sense now.
Yeah. So like when it didn't happen, I was like, oh, that's disappointing. Do you know, I had the same level of disappointment as I did with Halloween 4.
Whose
Do
boobs
you know
did
when
you
the
want
sex
to-
by the fire?
Oh,
And
yeah,
she's
yeah,
about
yeah.
to take her bra off, and then the camera cuts. I'm like, oh, you've just ruined my 14-year-old childhood.
Yeah, I get it. I like the fact that they're good at martial arts, like these two. The rest of the extras and the rest of the ninjas are not good at martial arts and have no martial arts skills whatsoever, which makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
And like the final fight of this movie starts off with him, like they kidnap Vietnam guy
Yeah.
and he's now held captive, and the Velocipastor and Carol go to save him, and they go to just, I don't know, the ninja's base is in a random field by a play park.
That's all it is. That's all you could. I can guarantee you, this movie was filmed within the same block.
Yeah, 100% it was.
Like they didn't travel far for set locations. I can promise you that. Most of it looked like it was filmed in the same house and in the same back garden.
Yeah, but it works. Like if your budget, I was told this by, I've been told this by lots of filmmakers. If you're trying to make a film and you haven't got a very big budget, you work with what you've got. So you work with locations you can get to, people you know, people you can rope in. So if you've got two friends and a car and one room in a house, that's where you set your movie. And this movie fully follows that. We have this many cast members, we have access to this field, and we have access to this house. This is what we're working with. And
Dude, if your new movie comes out and you plan on traveling throughout that movie and all you do is put up a sign saying fucking China and really you're just in your back garden, I'm going to be so pissed. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, but I didn't go to China. Mine's Australia, Japan,
Yeah.
New York.
It's just you in various corners of your garden with different signs.
What I've done is I've gone one step further and I've got a green screen. So I've got like, I've got a green screen and I've used the Gremlins singing New York, New York to show where I am.
Oh, brilliant.
The final fight, the martial arts bit is cool.
It was, do you know what it is with this final bit, right? This was one thing I really, really did fucking chuckle at. Do you know when they're doing the big fight and Velocipastor's having his big moment? Grace, Carol is in the background like a loading screen from Mortal Kombat, just doing this.
And so are the other ninjas.
And then she gets like bored halfway through and she thinks she's not on screen anymore and just sort of stops and just starts looking around.
But he has this big fight moment, and this is where we get the full reveal, full body, head, torso, everything of the Velocipastor.
Well, we missed out the whole reveal of his brother.
Yeah, so his brother's one of the ninjas, which made no sense.
It made
But
no sense
okay.
apart from the fact that, so like he was like, I was neglected as a child. You were the favorite. Mum
The
and dad only
flashbacks-
cared about you, and then all the flashback scenes and stuff.
The flashbacks are brilliant. It flashes back to him in the car. They're like, "You are our only son. We love you so much." And then this little kid pops up from behind the seat, like, "Mum, Dad, get back down."
No, it just doesn't make any sense. So he's so bitter and angry about it. He went and joined a Chinese cult
To kill his brother, who
To
is
kill
now
his
a
brother.
dinosaur.
But again, like that would have been really cool to like have his brother be the one who killed his parents, but instead it was fucking Frankie Mermaid.
Make his brother Frankie Mermaid.
That would have been good. I'd have been on board for that.
Yeah. Thoughts on the practical suit effects of the Velocipastor?
It's like a step up from one of them blow up Halloween ones that people wear.
It to me it looks like it looks like someone's got a T-Rex and then a bigger T-Rex has trodden on it. And
It's
like
fucking stupid, man.
It's fucking funny though, where they're fighting with it, and he's got tiny arms, so it can't do anything with its arms, and it's literally just running around and turning around in circles, and like the tail is barely touching someone, and they're doing a double somersault and smashing through a table. It is fucking amazing.
It was
And
ridiculous, dude. It was absolutely fucking stupid.
it was, and what makes it so much funnier is like you can see the actors who are the ninjas don't know where this dinosaur's going. They don't know what it's going to do because the person in it obviously can't see fuck all. And they're trying to like move themselves in position so they do get hit with the tail, but also don't break the tail because it's clearly made of paper mache.
Yeah.
I love it. And he gets to the final boss, and the final boss is this guy with these massive eyebrows. The head pull, and the swap from the real head with the fake blood to the it's a mannequin head. I can't even sugarcoat it. There's been no attempt to make it look like a head, apart from someone with a felt tip drew really big eyebrows on it.
But the thing that made me laugh about this, which is why I thought it was even funnier, was because the guy he killed in the woods previously, in the first kill, when he saved Carol, after the massacre, you just see a mannequin head roll across the forest floor. And it's the same mannequin head. They just drew eyebrows on it.
It is 100%. They drew eyebrows on it and they gave it a wig.
Yeah.
It's so good. So good. And this movie basically ends with him turning around to Carol and going, "You're right. I must do good. I must fight crime."
It's like the end of Constantine.
It is literally the end of Constantine. And the thing, like throughout this movie, there are so many nods to other movies. There's nods to Platoon with the Vietnam stuff. There's nods to all the, like, if you ever watched like old ninja movies and movies like Best of the Best, there's so many nods to that sort of action movie / ninja horror. Those movies are so.
See, that's the thing. I think that's why I didn't vibe with this that much, is because I wasn't really a big fan of that Asian martial arts cinema. Apart from like your old school Bruce Lee movies and your early days Jackie Chan films, like I wasn't a big fan. I'm not a massive fan of that Asian martial arts subcategory.
I quite like a lot of that old stuff, like American Ninja and
you see, like... I just don't, and I think this movie heavily is influenced by that kind of stuff.
100%. And things like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, like there's so much stuff that I can see they've pulled and tried to pay homage to. I'll be honest, they've not paid homage very well, but I can see that they've tried, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think when this movie was selected, I just had an opinion of it being something that it wasn't. And then by the time we got into it and started getting through the plot, I was like, oh, this isn't me. Like, this isn't my spoof. You know? No. Like Austin Powers spoofs James Bond. I like James Bond. So seeing the Austin Powers is funny. Scary Movie obviously spoofs horror movies. I find that shit funny. You know, you've got your Police Academy, police movies. I like those movies, so I find that shit funny. You know, Naked Gun. You got your airplanes. You know, the stuff like that's relatable to me. But I'm not a big fan of this martial arts cinema. So, like, a lot of the stuff in here just wasn't appealing to me because that's not my. It's not my area. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was a really big fan of like martial arts movies, especially the older martial arts movies, what they're clearly trying to rip on a lot in this film, I maybe would have laughed a little bit more and a lot of the things would have been more prevalent to me, but they weren't because it's just not something that I'm that into.
Yeah,
and I felt like the horror was very much put to the back burner in replacement of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, see, like growing up, I watched, like as a little kid, I watched things like Three Ninjas, and Three Ninjas then led me into things like American Ninja and Best of the Best, and then I got into Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, and like I really had a thing. Like I'd done martial arts as well, so I'd done kickboxing, karate, taekwondo, and like all of those things tied together. And then like watching this, there's so much of those things that I grew up with. Like the main villain in this is very much like the granddad from Three Ninjas, and like there's
Yeah.
loads of things that I really bought into because I liked it, and like I could see like the nods to the Ninja Turtles and shit like that, and it just worked for me. And it's such a goofy movie that I just can't hate it. I just can't hate on it. I just enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, man, different. Whatever floats your boat, you know.
Yeah,
It just
exactly
wasn't mine.
that.
It wasn't
Um,
my cup of tea this time around, unfortunately. And I say that very disappointingly because I thought it would be. Like I was really, really excited for this movie. And I
is
think
there?
that's maybe the problem is because I went in with such high expectations, thinking
Uh,
this is going to be like the creme de la creme of just stupidity, and I'm really going to be on board for it.
is there anything you'd like to talk about before we go into recommended account?
Excuse me. No, to be honest with you, mate, I'm glad this is over.
Okay, well, I've got another soundbite before we go into recommended account.
Hey guys, Gregory James Cohan here, the Velocipastor. Thanks for listening to the You Run podcast. Thanks for watching the Velocipastor. And go to YouTube now and check out the trailer for the Velocipastor 2, coming soon to a roadshow near you.
Oh shit, there's going to be another one of these.
There is a sequel. The trailer is up now, and yeah, go and watch it. Go to YouTube, type in Velocipastor 2, and see the grindhouse glory of what we have coming next.
Oh, the thing that's fucking really annoying me is I'm actually going to go and do that.
You are, and you're going to end up watching it because a little bit like the first Sharknado, both that I hated. Like, not even like there was no glimmer of hope in that franchise. The first movie, had it not become our thing on the show, I'd never have gone back to it. By the
No.
time we got to the second one and then the third one, man, I was in. And if they could take the same path with this, like I'd love to come back and do 2, and all of a sudden you'd be like, do you know what? They get it. They listen to what everyone said and they get it and they've done it and they've nailed it.
I'd be willing to give them a chance. I will, because there was enough in here that I did like to make me sort of chuckle along the way that I think with a little bit of feedback, they could probably nail this in. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll check out the trailer and I'll let you know. But anyway, this week's recommended account is Throwback TV Ads. This was an account I stumbled upon recently, just doom scrolling, having nothing else to do. And it is an account literally based on TV adverts from the heyday of when we had no other option than to watch TV ads.
Yeah.
When we had like
streaming.
when we had like 4 or 5 channels to go at, and that was about it. It's a nostalgia account if ever I've seen one. Some of the stuff I've seen on here, like very old retro Cadbury's adverts and Persil adverts and Bisto adverts and stuff like that. Things that just, it's a great account to follow, to just have randomly pop up on your phone as you get a 20-minute break and you're having a cup of tea or a lunchtime and you're scrolling and one of these retro adverts pops up in your feed and you're like, that's taken me back to a good time in my life. So go and check them out at Throwback TV Ads on Instagram. And as always, give them a like, give them a follow, and let them know the You Run podcast sent you there.
In a complete change to what we normally do in our ads, we are not advertising anyone in the You Run podcast network, and the rest of the network aren't advertising anyone else who's in the network. Instead, we've all chosen a creator or a person who lives in our lives or our community that we wanted to support. And here on Horror Movie Review, we chose BP on the Let's Talk Horror channel. BP is one of the most, if not the most genuine person I have ever met. He wears his heart on his sleeve and reviews horror movies in exactly the same way. He is so authentic and so cool. He gives production facts, he gives deep dives into horror, and he really does it from the heart, which is so rare from a podcaster. And he's awesome, and so is his show. So that's Let's Talk Horror channel. You'll find them on all the socials, and you'll find them on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and everywhere else. So go and give BP the flowers he deserves. Go and support the Let's Talk Horror channel, and do that now. You can do it. You can pause this and go and do that. And while you do that, we're going to go back to the show.
Thanks, Scott.
You're very, very welcome. I'm going to try and get this mid bit right because on the last episode, I absolutely fucking butchered it. So go and check out Mark's recommended account of the week. It means a lot to Mark that you do that. And also, it puts cool shit in your feed because let's be honest, Instagram.
Stealing content, are we?
Instagram is full of a lot of trash, and you could go and get good stuff in your feed. While you're on Instagram, you can follow Mark. He is at VHS from the Crypt, where he shows off a selection of VHS tapes that honestly will make you drool with envy. Or you can go to Reviews from the Crypt, where Mark reviews horror movies like The Velocipastor and gives them very high scores because this is his lane that he lives in. You can also go and check out all of the members of the You Run Podcast Network at yourunpodcast.com. We've got everything from true crime to paranormal to horror to TV series, deep dive reviews, like you name it, it is on there. There is a show for everyone. So that's yourunpodcast.com. If you want to support the show, you can do that. There's loads of ways you can do that. Tell a friend about the show, share an episode on social media. Like they're the free things you can do. You can also do something that's paid. You can go to patreon.com/You Run Podcast, where you get access to early episode drops of this show and true crime. You get ad-free episodes. You also get exclusive episodes, bonus episodes, completely new shows like You Run Extra and True Crime Extra. And all of that you can get like at the mid-tier. You're looking at like 19p a day. Like you could all go and find 19p on the floor a day.
And we don't advise that though.
No, I don't advise that, but like it's next to nothing. Also, there is a free tier where we throw you one free episode a week in the hope that you will then pony up and give us your money, because we want to do more with the show, and you contributing to us helps us do that. We are going to do some production facts. There are a lot of facts for this, and I am going to say something now. I have tried to fact check the facts because some of the facts I'm like, no, I don't believe you. And I can't fact check the facts. So I'm going to give you the facts as facts, but they may not be facts. I think some of these may be the production team giving us facts because they sound so fucking wild.
What do you mean you can't fact check them? You're like best mates with the Velocipastor now, are you not?
Yeah, but I didn't want to ask him I found this and it says that this happened. I'm calling bullshit. Can you confirm that for me, Gregory? Because he's going to be like, yeah, that happened. Or no, I'm not doing that. I don't want to upset him. He's genuinely like one of the nicest guys I've met on social media. We went back and forth loads, and I was like, look, I'd love to have you on the show. He's like, look, he's doing the voiceover work now at the moment for the Velocipastor. So he's doing the ADR work for Velocipastor 2. So that's when he recorded the audio clips. Like, I can't come on, but like anything I can do, I was like, send us a couple of audio clips, like anything you want to talk about. He's like, yeah, no worries, I've got you. And like literally like sent him through. I'm like, do you know what a guy. Because not many people do that. Not many people.
No, not without a paycheck for it either.
Exactly that. So really, really cool guy. But yeah, I didn't want to push him on. Is this true? Is this true? Because like I'll go through them and you can play the game, fact or fiction.
Right.
This film is a feature-length adaptation of a 2010 Grindhouse trailer by the same director, which was made as a school project and went viral. So he basically made a trailer, stuck it online, it went viral. He went, there's something there, let's make that movie.
Do you know what? That makes a lot of sense. I'll be honest with you. It does make a lot of sense that is true. Like he's literally had an idea, which is what I previously said, and tried to flesh it out.
Yeah, and it works for me. This is shot on 16mm film. Before the negatives were developed, they were put in an oven for 10 minutes and baked at 200 degrees Fahrenheit to achieve an aged look.
Nah, that's bullshit, man. That does not work. That is not how you age a film.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think that's true. I call bullshit on that. I'm not somebody who has the technical prowess to be able to confirm or deny if that would work. But that just sounds like if you put like a plastic negative, if I took one of my VHS tapes, rolled it out flat on a table and banged it in an oven at 200 degrees,
that's 200 degrees. That's 200 degrees Fahrenheit though, so that's only 100. It's 93 degrees C, so it's below boiling.
Nah, mate, you put a plastic straw in there, mate. It is fucked within 5 seconds.
I might have to test it. There may be a reel coming where I put a plastic straw in my apple.
Dude, I will have. Do you know what? Buffy's fucked tomorrow because I'm putting in the oven.
That will be the most hated post you've ever made. Most of the scratches on the film were achieved by Brendan Steer dragging the unprocessed film along surfaces in his bathroom, as it was the only room in his apartment with no windows dark enough to expose the film.
Nah,
So-
dude, somebody's fucking trolling this fact segment on IMDb. Somebody is fully trolling this fact segment.
Yeah, and I couldn't find facts anywhere else. So the Velocipastor costume that was used has been in the basement of the director for years. It was made for a high school play, and the school's principal refused to use it because he believed it made the play too violent. So the director went, "Well, I'll take it home," stuck it in his basement, shot a trailer with it, and went, "Yeah, I've got the costume downstairs. We'll just go and get it." Like, I believe it.
Yeah, I believe that one.
But having seen it, I
The
100% believe.
the science behind the others is very questionable, though.
Police were called to the final fight scene in the park. So this was shot in a park, and it was shot in a relatively remote area.
What, you
of
mean
the
this
park.
wasn't filmed in China?
It wasn't.
Oh
And
my
there was
God.
lots of people passing by. One of the people passing by rung police, and I quote, "There are ninjas and someone in a short, fat dinosaur costume running around the park. I'm concerned." And police rocked up and were like, "What are you doing? Like, why are there ninjas and a fat dinosaur running around? What's going on?"
Yeah, very believable. There's Karens everywhere, and they clearly didn't have licenses or permits to close places down.
This was 100% guerrilla shot, and
Yeah.
I've got nothing against that. Like, a little bit of guerrilla filming, go
Yeah, of
for
course.
it. So when Frankie Mermaid is slapping Carol about and using horrific profanity, again, guerrilla shot. He was unaware that there were school children passing by on the other side of the road who stopped to watch as he slapped about his hoe and started calling her a slag and a bitch. And apparently felt awful afterwards. Like, the kids, like, empty. They've shot at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The kids piled out from school and like, "There's a pimp slapping around a woman over there. Did he say his name was Frankie Mermaid?" Fucking brilliant. And those are your facts this week. We have no voicemails this week because we're doing a double bill. We've recorded this straight after we've done Zombievers. So we have it's kind of like caption this, but why is he screaming? This was during his possession scene.
The funny thing about this caption, I hadn't seen Velocipastor when you posted that, and I thought it was Eli Roth. And I was like, why is he posting pictures of Eli Roth?
It does look a little bit like Eli Roth.
It does.
Really does. Well, anyway,
sorry.
One enthusiastic horror fan. I don't like this one. Being made to watch Halloween Resurrection.
No, that seems legit.
It doesn't.
That's my reaction to it anyway.
Dissect that film pod. The corner of the bed gets him every time.
Oh, dude.
I done it the other day. So we've got a sofa bed in our room that what we'll pull out and we'll sit on there and have film days, and it's got wheels on the bit that pulls out. And I come in and somehow I managed to put my foot down, and I got my little toe, and it got like, you get like the little groove inside the caster wheel. My little toe managed to go in the groove and kind of got stuck. And I kind of twisted it and stubbed it all at the same time. I was on the floor for about 10 minutes. Agony.
Yeah, we've got like baby gates at the moment, top and bottom of the stairs. They get me every time. Whether I'm going up or whether I'm coming down, man, it fucking wrecks my feet. And I don't know why. They've been there for like 5 years now.
You think you'd be used to them. Dewey Pod Monster. This is very true. I've felt this. I feel it most days. He said he wasn't excited for Scream 7 on the internet. Yeah, that's kind of what happens when you do that.
Yeah, I got backlash for that shit as well.
Yeah, there's a reel I stuck on, or a TikTok I stuck up that I think it's got 700 comments of people calling me an arsehole.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. I mean, I love the passion for the Scream franchise, but the fucking delusion of these fans is just wild, man. They cannot clearly see that the studio is clinching at straws to try and make this new movie.
See, Scream used to be like a relatively normal fan base. And I always used to think it was the Halloween fans that are nuts. But as time's gone on, the Halloween fans have kind of I think Halloween Kills and Ends just mellowed them out. They're like, we got nothing to fight for no more. And the Scream fans now are like the lunatics. Like
they're wild.
Yeah,
wild.
Unhinged. Yeah. Halloween Demon 101 stepped on a Lego. Yeah, that works. Been there too. Ghost Note 1986, the wax melted and dropped on a sensitive part of his body. Kate 45678, who's Kate, our Patreon member. Kate, really? Kate. They didn't have lube back in the Cretaceous period. It's bad. Kate, that's bad. It's naughty. And Bloody Babble went down similar lines. His arms are too short to jack off. Our quiz is over. It is finished.
Yay!
You know, we'll never, ever, ever have to hear this again.
Treat. What have you done?
Eat shit!
Move! Give me a break.
Dude, honestly, like for the past 5 or 6 weeks, I've been going to bed on a night and just hearing it rattling around my brain, keeping me awake, just hearing those sound bites.
Yeah.
Move!
And if you're listening to that for the very first time, you just go back a couple of episodes and find out what they are, because I'm not going to tell you. So we needed a new game. So given all the time that we've had off doing games, and we've been doing this quiz for the best part of 6 months, you would have thought that I would have come up with loads of new game ideas.
I mean, ideally, yeah.
I'd have spent the time and I'd have invested some time and effort in like reinvesting back into the show and coming up with some good ideas. Well, we're going to play a game called Name the Movie from the Dinosaur.
Right, okay. Originality at its best. We've never done something like this before.
Never. It's brand new.
Right,
so
brand new.
If it's your first time listening, it is 100% brand new. I'm going to show you a zoomed in picture of a clip from a dinosaur movie. And all you need to do is tell me what movie that is from.
Right, okay. I feel like I'd be pretty good at this.
I think you know your dinosaurs.
I don't want to go out there and say I'm the dinosaur guy. I don't want to be like the Steve Irwin of dinosaurs, but I feel pretty confident about this quiz, I'll be honest.
Yeah, and I know there are many listeners who are very, very up on their dinosaurs, who, if you don't do well, will probably call you out for being shit at dinosaurs.
Right. I'm the Dr. Grant of this quiz. Let's do it.
Okay, here is your first one.
Fuck. Oh, that is actually no. That's I haven't seen this movie, but I know that's Disney's Dinosaurs, isn't it? The movie Dinosaurs.
It is.
Yes.
Disney Dinosaur. Well done. 1 for 1. Look at you go. How about this one?
That is Rex from Toy Story.
It is Rex from Toy Story. You're doing really well. They're going to start getting a little bit harder now. How about this one?
That is the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park.
It is 3 for 3. You are absolutely flying. How about this one?
That is the Disney dinosaur film where the mum falls into the creek and gets washed away, and then he gets the little caveman, and it's a real weird flip on how like the dinosaur's more human than the human, because the human's like a pet dog. Yeah. And I can't think for the life of me what the name of the fucking movie is, but I know what it is, and that description should give me a free pass.
Yeah, I will give you a free pass on that. It is The Good Dinosaur.
I wanted to say The Good Boy, and I knew it was The Good something, but I couldn't think what it was.
How about this one?
Ooh, that one stumped me.
It's hard. This one's difficult. We're on the hardest 3 now.
Can you give me a year? Because that looks like animation, like recent animation, not
It
necessarily
is mid 2000s animation, 2010s.
mid 2000s dinosaur.
You,
Yeah, it's
you'll
like
you'll have seen it, I'm sure. It's part
oh,
of
well,
a ongoing series of movies set.
it
At a
looks like
certain-
it's like Ice Age kind of thing. But I don't remember there being dinosaurs in Ice Age, but it looks like that similar sort of animation style.
Again, I'm going to give you that. It is Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs.
Yeah, I knew the animation style was Ice Age, but I
You
didn't remember there being an Ice Age of dinosaurs.
you are now onto your hardest 2, and both of these are horror movies.
Okay. That's a Velocipastor. I know
It
that
is
shit
a
anyway. Look at the fucking state of that, mate.
fucking amazing.
Do you know what, man? It pissed me off so much, man. I waited all movie for that shit.
And then this one, which I am going to poll this next year because I know you've not seen it, and you 100% have to see this film.
Ooh. I haven't seen this.
If you probably own it on VHS, whether you've watched it or not, I don't know.
So it's VHS. I can tell by the grainy picture that it's VHS era.
Yeah.
Tammy and the T-Rex.
Oh my god, it is Tammy and the T-Rex.
10
Have you
for
seen
10.
it?
Yeah, boy. No, I haven't. And I don't own it either. But I really want to.
Yeah, and that's a film that we have to get on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's
So,
2 different versions of that. There's like an R-rated version, and then there's
yeah,
like a tamed down, like
yeah.
PG version.
We need the R-rated Tammy and the T-Rexes.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Nailed
yeah,
it, though. Nailed it.
you
Dr. Grant, eat your heart out.
I wish I had a Jurassic Park theme tune, but if I used it, I'd probably get copyright stricken again. So I won't. I'm going to let you go first on this because you're going to be horrible, and then I'm going to give it the score it deserves, and we'll balance out somewhere in the middle.
I'm not necessarily going to be horrible. I was really, really apprehensive about coming into this episode tonight because I genuinely just didn't like the movie. And there was a lot of concerns from me of how I was going to present myself this evening. I was like, dude, I don't like this movie. I literally cannot remember anything about it from the moment that the credits rolled to walking away from it. And then the time had passed and it was like, oh shit, we're recording tonight. I can't even fucking think for the life of me what even happened in that movie other than the fact that I felt like I'd wasted an hour and 10 minutes of my life. But having the conversation with you this evening and highlighting things about it, like it was fun. Do you know, I had more fun talking about the movie than I did watching the movie.
Yeah, I think this is one that if you and me had sat and watched this together,
yes, if we'd have watched this together, we could have bounced off each other about it. And it would have probably been a lot more of an enjoyable experience. But I've been working away all week and I've been sat in a scummy little hotel room and I spent the night watching the Velocipastor and I was just pissed off. And I was like really dubious about this episode. So it's like, fuck, man. Like, not most of the times when we come into recording, I'm usually really giddy and I'm hyped up to like talk shit. Even if it's a bad movie, like I'm happy to like just thrash it. And be like, I want to talk about this. This is bullshit because of this. But this was just consistently bad from start to finish. And it annoyed me. And when something's so generically bad like this, you kind of feel yourself lost in a cloud of rage on what you want to talk about. Thankfully enough, you enjoyed it. So you had key moments of the movie that you wanted to highlight, which helped the conversation flow. But had it not been, I feel like if we'd have both been on a similar wavelength, this would have been a dire episode. I'll be honest with you. But it also like highlighted a lot of the moments in the movie for me that I did like. And now I'm sat here thinking, shit, am I being a little bit too harsh? Thankfully enough, I'm a logical and reasonable person, and I know that I'm not. And this movie's absolute fucking wank garbage bullshit. But it was fun to talk about nonetheless. The acting's atrocious. The writing is diabolical. There is something here that honors the occasional chuckle throughout, but it's not to justify the entirety of the movie. As I've already said, this is for seasoned movie fans only. If you're a generic movie goer, you're not going to gain anything from this film, and you're going to be genuinely confused by the majority of it. The key moments of comedy that did stand out to me were genuinely funny. But I feel like these were the key elements that brainstemmed the whole idea of the project itself. And I feel like a lot of it was hinged on these few moments of creativity that the writers had, and was like, this was funny, let's make this part of the movie. And then the rest of it was just blur in between in order to highlight these key moments of originality that they had. I'm excited to see if it does do something different in the sequel. And as you mentioned, the trailer is out, and I will go check it out. And I'm externally grateful for the guy who plays the Velocipastor coming on and giving us a shout out. Not knocking you in any way, dude. Appreciate you taking the time out to dedicate a little bit of your time to the show. That was very kind of you. But I'm just not a fan of this movie. It didn't work for me. And I think that's okay to say. I think it's okay to be disappointed and upset by something. Not everything works for everybody. You know, I spent 90% of my time trying to battle with normies of why I'm a horror fan, and they don't get it and they hate horror, you know. So it's not unusual to dislike something. But it just didn't work for me, man. I don't know whether it was my mood, my vibe. I know you really enjoyed this movie, and I'm happy you had a good time with it. But for me, it was just really disappointing. It wasn't what I was expecting this to be, and it didn't go in the direction I wanted it to. But I did enjoy the occasional chuckle along the way. I will give it that. And I think a lot of the people who listen to this show would enjoy this movie. Yeah. I think there's a lot here that people would maybe take the time out of their day and go and watch it and be like, ha ha ha, that's really funny. This is really funny. And they would get the vibe and they would get the tone. It didn't connect with me this time around. So I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5. And that's being generous. I came in a lot lower before the enjoyment I've had talking about it as opposed to I did watching it.
Yeah. So what was that score again?
1 out of 5.
Damn!
That's generous as well, dude.
I really enjoyed this. I think Gregory James Cohan, who plays the Velocipastor, and the girl who plays Carol, I think both of those are competent actor and actress. I think both of them knew exactly what they were meant to do and delivered it. There is a lot of bloating here. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that this is an incredible movie. This is not winning any Oscars or any Emmys or any other sort of award anytime soon, ever. It's just not.
Maybe a Razzie.
I don't even think it would qualify for a Razzie.
I don't think it would qualify for that either.
I think the filmmakers knew what they wanted to make, and I think they executed exactly what they wanted with the budget that they had. They had some really cool, some really funny moments and some really funny gags in here that just work. And every time they hit one of these big gag moments, like the VFX on the car or the Vietnam scene or the moment where they become the characters from Mortal Kombat and kick the fuck out of people in the apartment, or Frankie Mermaid, like all of those individual moments are funny, and I genuinely belly laughed at a lot of these moments. Like the reveal of the Velocipastor in all its incredible, gorgeous, look at it, in all of that glory. That moment for me was a proper fucking roar, because you've only seen glimmers, like you've caught a bit of the tooth or a bit of the eye and a little bit of the claw, and like that bit was like, I fucking died. I had to pause it because I literally had tears rolling down my face. I had so much fun with this because it does go back to all the things that I enjoyed outside of horror growing up. Like, it is that full like ninja, that everything I'd done was ninja martial arts. Like, it really tapped into that. And I just had so much fun with it. I can't think of another movie that we've done for the show that made me laugh out loud as much as this did. And a lot of that, again, is down to the environment that I was in. Like, people popping in and sitting down with me and catching like a 10-minute segment with zero context, like that made it funnier. What's going on? I'm like, I can't really explain it. Like, but watch a minute of it and you'll get the gist. And like, you can see, like, you know how a dog turns its head and it kind of goes as it tries to work. Like, that's what, like, Lisa and CK and Kane, like, when they come and sat with me, all of them went, huh? And that just made it so much better for me. Like, I score on enjoyment. I always have since this show began. I score on how much I had fun and how much I enjoyed the movie. I am going to score that.
Don't do it. If you fucking do it, mate, I swear to God, I will retire right now.
No,
I swear this will be my last episode. I promise you. I promise you now, if you fucking do it, I will not come back next week.
I'm going to score this a 3.5 out of 5.
You were fucking walking a fine line then, my friend. I swear to God.
It's not going to get a 5 out of 5. Like, it's heavily flawed. And I would say, like, if you like weird, unhinged movies that hark back to like ninjutsu of the 90s, that hark back to like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you like dinosaurs and you like bad effects, like, this is probably going to be for you, but this is definitely not for everyone. There is a big swathe of people who will watch this and go, what the fuck was that shit? So, like, if you go in, I think between me and you, we've tempered people's expectations to what they're getting. And stupidly, of all the people I thought would absolutely love this, of all the people I know across all of social media, I would have picked you. Like, if someone said, you have to show this movie to someone and they've got to love it, or I'm going to shoot you, I would have picked you for this movie, because I
would have picked that gun up and I would have shot you myself if you'd have picked me for this.
Well, that is it for this week. A huge thank you to Gregory James Cohan. Like, thank you so much. You've been not only great for sending us audio clips, but just such a nice guy to talk to. Everyone go and check out the trailer for Velocipastor 2. Like, go and have a look. Go and support them. Like, if nothing else, these guys are independent filmmakers that are making films they want to make that, for a big portion of people, they're going to really enjoy. So go and give them some support. Go and follow the Velocipastor on Instagram and Gregory James as well. Go and follow everyone. Next week, we're going to be back with another movie, the finale to Balls to the Wall month. And it is a movie that I'm going to give a bit of a spoiler. I am going to score this very, very high, because I love this movie and I've got so much nostalgia attached to it, and it's a first watch for you. We're going to be coming next week with Spawn.
And the thing is, I have heavy nostalgia for this movie, and I've never seen it because I had the toy line growing up. Like, the one Christmas I got all the figures. We had a conversation probably about 10 or 7 episodes back about it. And I had all the figurines and I loved it. I love all the figures, and I'd never seen the movie. So I'm excited to watch this purely based on the fact that I'm going to see these characters pop up that I owned as figurines and be like, oh, fuck. Yeah, so that was what that is. And that does that because that's cool. You know, so I'm excited, really, really excited for next week's episode. I've been holding off on it because, as you know, I own it on VHS, and it's been sat on my shelf, and I've been like, yes, it's gonna come soon. It's gonna come soon, and it has. The day has finally come.
It has, and there's someone else who's very excited because the first time in a while, because we've had batch recordings and we've had holidays and we've had all sorts of other stuff. We have a guest.
And a guest who owes us an episode.
It does. And I'll be honest, I think it is the perfect guest for Spawn. Most of you know him. We've been advertising him all month. It is BP from the Let's Talk Horror channel. BP's going one way or the other. BP is either going to be fully on board and absolutely love this, or as he said to me the other day, I loved this as a kid. I hope it's not shit now.
The thing about BP is I love how passionate he is. So, like, regardless of whether he loves it or hates it, he's going to be very full on with the episode.
Yeah, next week is going to be an experience, and it'll also be the return of Broken Spirit that we've not done for a while. One
brilliant.
of the last attempts of the year for someone to catch Alex from AMPFX Studios.
Unless you're a
Who-
Patreon member, and you will know that me and Scott did it recently, which is worth checking out.
Yeah, if you are a Patreon member, you've got that as a bonus episode where we, fully fucked each other while talking about Halloween movies. That's it for this week. Have a wonderful week. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Cheers, guys. See you all next week.
You want to die tonight?
Late at night, I turn into your show, where you talk horror with a unique flow. Your voice is like sirens, draws me in, as you pick apart movies for murder and sin. The dad jokes you tell sets the scene. I hang on every word lost in the screen. Your passion for fear is contagious enough. You make me believe in Marc's overblown roundups. You run podcasts or a movie review, unveiling facts and playing games too. Your words paint pictures of darkness and dread, leaving me grinning long after I fled. But you run podcasts. You run podcasts, horror movie review, unveiling facts and playing games too. Your words paint pictures of darkness and